violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
Yes, this is where a woman was found shot and killed here on Cavalier Boulevard. You can see police have blocked off both sides of the street from Warfield all the way to Roosevelt. Take a look at this video. Officers were called here around 12:45, just before 1 o'clock. And when they got here, they found a woman shot. She died here at the scene.
And this is Portsmouth, Virginia. They out here, man, and they taking out sisters. It's crazy. All right, the femicide is a real thing, you know, and I know a lot of people think that it might be over exaggerated, but it's not, man, especially in the community. Okay, a lot of chicks is getting shot intentionally, straight bullets, whatever. All right, maybe they're involved in some super gremlin on demon time activities, but it's happening, y'all, and it doesn't seem like it's slowing down at all.
Before paramedics could get her to the hospital. Now it looks like her body was found in the middle of the street, and police are investigating this.
Left her in the middle of the street like roadkill. These super gremlins are on demon time.
As a homicide. Now her name has not been released just yet. Her family will be contacted, and we do expect to get more information from police a little later in the day, but police have not said anything about a suspect or an arrest. In Portsmouth, Kiana Patterson, 10 on your side.
We've just learned a 27-year-old woman has died after police were called to check on her early this morning, and they found her shot to death. The crime scene playing out on Cavalier Boulevard. Casey Baylor has the push from one community activist to stop the violence.
Here we are again. A family's mourning. Someone's life has been lost, and the community has to deal with the traumatic fallout of this.
Portsmouth police say they found 27-year-old Kenyana Bailey shot and killed on Cavalier Boulevard near Warfield Drive. Officers responded to the area for a welfare check.
This happened before 1 this morning. Freddie Taylor Sr., the president of Stop the Violence 757, says the constant violence across the city feels like a wound that never heals.
It's a never-ending battle. Yeah, it just shows that it's going to take more to get it done.
You heard what he said. It's a never-ending battle. That's kind of scary to me. That's leaning along the lines of there are no solutions. It's never ending, bruh. Meaning that it will never stop. That you'll be fighting this battle for all of eternity. You know? When you stop one killer in the community, 10 spawn up. These super gremlins are on demon time.
But as we come together collectively as a whole, it can get done.
This comes as organization leaders are putting together an annual gun violence awareness weekend at Cavalier Manor Rec Center, which is just a mile away from today's shooting.
We bring awareness, but we also want to begin to develop and push the initiatives to begin to take these guns off the street and make it safer for our children.
And I hope that they have security at that event, or they had security at that event. Because by the time I'm filming this, it's going to be OV. But because a lot of these dudes, they will spin the block, especially if it was like a grudge killing. They're not going to let that person, as we like to say, rest in peace. So they're going to pull back around, right? They're going to try and, you know, shoot up the memorial or shoot up an event connected to that person's name. So hopefully that they don't put the name on it of the woman who was killed, even though, I mean, they're sliding on funerals, bro. When I saw that they slid on the funeral, I was like, oh man. And they slid on the funeral of a guy who was killed by a police officer. Okay. That was in Milwaukee. So these super gremlins ain't playing. These super gremlins are on demon time.
In situations like this, Taylor encourages community members to take action.
Take this as a call to begin to get out to the civic meetings, to get down to the city council meetings, to begin to familiarize yourself with what's going on.
Taylor says Stop the Violence 757, the Portsmouth Police Department, and other grassroots organizations are working to implement the Project Safe Neighborhoods. It's an initiative through the Department of Justice to bring city and community leaders to the table to.
So more initiatives, more programs. Hey, man. He said it's a never-ending solution. And it looks like they have never-ending funds for this stuff. When we all know the issue. They're just... Guys are doing things. They're not getting caught. And then they're getting caught for certain things. And they're being let out. That's really what's going on. And until you say, hey, we're going to keep these guys locked up, this stuff is going to continue to happen at the high volume, at the high rate that it is now.
Address violent crime. In Portsmouth, I'm Casey Baylor for 13 News Now.
Stop the Violence 757 leaders plan to hold a gun violence awareness weekend event June 4th and 5th. The event will include a bike ride, music, and conversations with other organization leaders to develop new initiatives to end gun violence.
Now to a crime alert in Portsmouth. A woman has died after a shooting on Virginia Avenue. Police got the call just after 1:30 this afternoon, and when police arrived, they found a woman who had died. No word yet on a suspect or what may have led up to this. Police are asking anyone with information to call the crime line.
So the woman who they were talking about, they actually released footage of the person who, or the super gremlin rather, who did this. And it looks like he was just, you know, taking a stroll after killing a woman. Got the hoodie on, $150 soaking wet. You know, a lot of these dudes fit the archetype. Got the Pooh Shiesty mask on. Look, he trying to cover his face. Look, Pooh Shiesty mask. I don't know if y'all guys could see that. That was the Pooh Shiesty mask. I mean, he trying to cover his face. It looked like he's seen the camera. Look, he pulling the hoodie down. And he kind of looks up. What do you say, man? What do you say? What do you do? These super gremlins are on demon time.
Out after 1 year, the sudden firing of Portsmouth City Manager Angel Jones led to an explosive city council meeting.
Yeah, the mayor is now accusing council members of a miscarriage of justice. Eugene Daniel is live in Portsmouth with more and what happens next.
Yeah, David and Janet, it was just March of 2021 when the City Council of Portsmouth voted Angel Jones in to be the city manager with a 4-3 vote. And then just last night, suddenly, abruptly, another 4-3 vote ended her time as city manager, and the mayor of Portsmouth says it's a bad look for the city. Jones's termination prompted a very fiery debate last night. Jones's employment was not originally on the council's agenda. However, council member Mark Whitaker made a motion to terminate the contract with the city, Jones's contract with the city, during the meeting. Well, Jones had previously told 13 News Now that she wanted to focus on the city's finances and economic development and bring more police officers to the city. And Glover says that she was working on doing that, hiring new police officers and city staff and creating job training programs.
Wow. So, by my standard, that sounds pretty good. Okay. Sounds like this sister was trying to bring more police, trying to solve the issues that happen with these super gremlins on demon time. Okay. Gun violence, as they like to call it. All right. Initiatives for education and some financial stuff. Maybe she was trying to balance a budget. I mean, she got voted out. got voted in, voted out after a year. You know, it just goes to show that a lot of these leaders, they don't really want to clean up or switch up the current state of the city. All right, and we'll show you the board later on, because like he said, the meeting was explosive.
He says that Jones was also spearheading efforts to address crime, but she needed more time. Mayor Glover says the decision harms the city in terms of attracting and retaining new people and businesses.
This hurts our credibility in the region, and it causes the citizens a real lot of unease, knowing that now we have to once again go to search for a new city manager.
And again, I talked about that fiery debate last night. In a very angry statement, Councilwoman Lisa Lucas Burke said that she was very angry with the decision, and then went on to accusing and saying that one of the reasons why city council members were trying to get rid of Jones was that she had information on them, even accusing some members of taking money or offering to give money or some kind of pay for play when it comes to votes. I asked the mayor about those acts.
So it looks like she was gonna stir up the whole city council. All right, she was gonna stir it up, and when you see who's in the leadership positions, I mean, what she's saying or what kind of dirt she had on them, it might hold some weight. I mean, she need to just spill the dirt, spill the tea. You got voted out. Get on social media and talk about it. Why not?
Accusations, and the mayor says that will be investigated to see if they have any merit. He also had some accusations of his own, saying that a council member had recently met with Jones, saying that if she did not resign, that she would be terminated. And so a lot of things are being thrown out here at the time, a lot of information to sift through. But again, Jones is out as city manager after just over a year in the role. Live in Portsmouth, Eugene Daniel, 13 News Now.
A lot going on in Portsmouth. All right, Jones's termination is effective immediately. The city council named Deputy City Manager Mimi Terry as the interim city manager.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting
just took place. Excuse me. I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/blackgenzmindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo!
Whoa.
Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
That
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass suit on.
That's that nigga. That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
Now to a story you'll see only on 13 News Now. The former city manager of Portsmouth is speaking out after being fired 2 days ago. Angel Jones' ouster created a deep divide among city council. What she's willing to say right now is very limited, but I can tell you she is very upset.
Ousted Portsmouth City Manager Angel Jones speaks out for the first time since being fired.
I'm a professional, and I stand on principle, I stand on values, and I stand on fairness and equity in the treatment of people, and that's all that I poured into this community. And so I'm just at a loss.
So it sounds like she is very upset, as she should be. They really didn't give her a chance, and maybe she was not making things happen as quickly as she said, or as quickly as was expected, or maybe there is some real dirt on these other city council members, and she was going to make sweeping changes, and they wanted to, you know, hold their positions on the city council. Who knows? A lot of politics going on, but when you guys see what happened in this voting, you're gonna go nuts, man. You're gonna crack up
at this point.
And so are some members of council who felt blindsided by a 4-3 vote to terminate Jones after only a year on the job.
This is egregious for this male-dominant council to make this decision today.
Lisa Lucas Burke's words we can't repeat showed her outrage.
She said she peed as a MFer, okay? She was hot. She was heated, all right? This sister wasn't holding back. And you see this brother is trying to hold her arm and stuff like that. You better get your hands off, bruh, because you might get a charge, okay? We in a new day and age. You can't just be touching people. But, you know, she ain't have to go that crazy, but I feel her. I feel the passion, especially if this woman, Angel Jones, she was really going to bring more police officers, bring more law enforcement, you know, stop what was going on when it comes to crime in the community. You know, I'd be mad too. I would be mad too if, you know, you brought somebody on and they had the solution, all right, to at least getting a hold of these super gremlins on demon time. And then she gets fired before she can really do anything. But she did say, oh, well, it's a male dominated. I mean, she didn't get fired because she's a woman. Otherwise, you would have been fired. And then there was another woman who is actually going to be the interim city council manager, who is going to take her place. So it looks like, you know, they probably promised her some things. Okay, they played ball behind the scenes and got her up on out of there. It's a coup, okay?
Make this decision today.
Lisa Lucas Burke's words we can't repeat showed her outrage. The mayor, too, not happy at all.
I have watched our city manager stay up late at night, work herself to the bone.
The vote was pushed by Councilman Mark Whitaker, who was joined by Vice Mayor DeAndre Barnes, Paul Battle, Christopher Woodard. The termination is effective immediately.
Dang, so the brothers wanted her out. I wonder why.
My phone is overloaded from staff and just wanting to show their support, wanting to know what they can do.
And look at this, guys. Just look at let's go back. Look at the panel. I mean, we got one white dude, a whole bunch of brothers. Okay, we got a whole bunch of sisters in here. Look, bruh. I don't know what's going on out there in Portsmouth, but they got some work to do.
My phone is overloaded from staff and just wanting to show their support, wanting to know what they can do. And for staff, I just say keep focused on the progress that we were making and don't be discouraged.
And Vice Mayor Barnes cited rising crime in Portsmouth as a reason behind his vote. Jones says she hopes to speak a lot more about her firing soon.
Okay, so they voted her out because of rising crime. Maybe she wasn't actually getting a hold on the super gremlin issue like she said she was. She was going to hire more police. Where did they go? Did it actually happen? So I don't know exactly the particulars, but I thought that outburst was pretty funny, so I definitely wanted to bring that to y'all.
Developing now, a major shakeup in the city of Portsmouth leadership. The city manager fired last night, and the reaction from some council members was explosive.
She got a lot on this council, and that's why they want to get rid of her. And I hope that y'all seeing what's happening, and I hope you make your decision when November comes.
Uh-oh. She nutted up. I ain't know she went that hard.
And this evening, we're learning more about the divide between what appears to be a broken city council. News 3's Penny Commit caught up with Councilman Bill Moody and has an inside look at the issues within city leadership.
Well, I asked Councilman Bill Moody if the Portsmouth City Council was divided, and he responded saying that the word divided was an understatement. And this certainly came to light last night when the now former city manager, Angel Jones, was abruptly fired in a 4-3 vote. Last month, Moody says the council reviewed Jones's work as the city manager. He says that despite Vice Mayor DeAndre Barnes, along with council members Paul Battle, Chris Woodard, and Dr. Whitaker, giving Jones unfairly low ratings, she still came out with average scores. This, Moody says, serves as proof that the firing was baseless, and says there doesn't appear to be any hope of the council working together.
These four members have disrespected our mayor. I think their action last night was certainly disrespecting our city manager.
What do you think needs to happen?
He said members with a hard R, okay? Check the diction.
To bring you guys back together?
I think in an election at this point.
Moody goes on to defend Jones, saying she had done a lot for the city's safety and police. But Jones says to the 4 council members who voted against her, that didn't matter.
We've accomplished a lot in the short time that I've been here. That's a testament of how the people responded in the audience. That's people from across all walks in this city knew the work that I had put into this city. But obviously that's not insignificant.
Last night, Councilwoman Lisa Lucas-Burke suggested the city manager had something on the members that fired her and referenced someone paying $3,000 for votes. Moody says
Woo, look at her going off. Lord have mercy.
He has no knowledge of these claims. Moody tells me that he's resigning from his seat at the end of this.
I mean, if she had something on him, now is the time. Now is the time. This is chess, not checkers.
This term.
Or maybe wait till November, till the election. Who knows?
But with Councilman Woodard and Battle facing re-election this November, Moody says that he's hoping for what he considers to be positive change inside city leadership. I'm Penny Commit, News 3.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.